Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming. And I'm very, can you hear me?
Closer.
Can you hear me?
Closer. Yeah. Closer, honey.
Okay.
Now.
I'm so glad to be here and so glad to see you all.
Perfect.
So, I've been here a year and a half, and I love Emeritus. It's just everything, the people are so nice, and everything is just wonderful. So let me tell you about my childhood. I had a very dominant mother. She always watched over me, always careful. She checked me day and night, and I could always only bring certain boys in the house. I couldn't wear makeup, and I used to sneak out the door when I went to school and put on lipstick and to wipe it off before I came home, and she never knew. And she forced me to eat all the proper food, but I was very, very wild. When I was 7 years old, I took a scissors and I cut up a lace tablecloth that it took her 4 years to make, and I made paper dolls out of it. And cut out the paper dolls, and then we had a piano player that plays, you know, what do you call them? Plays the records?
No, they were rolls.
Yes.
I don't know what they're called.
Okay, it's a piano, and I took the records and I threw them out the window. And it was pretty tough. Anyhow, my father had a restaurant in Lower New York, Manhattan, and he worked very hard, and he was young, maybe in his 30s, when his foot went out and he had no circulation, like a neuropathy, and I've got the same thing on my feet. So I don't know if it's inherited or what, but he got it on walking on cement floors. So he was on, what do you call it, a pension with an insurance company. Can you hear me?
A
Yeah.
little bit closer.
And the doctor said, he should go,
Perfect.
he should go to a warmer climate where nobody knows him and he'll feel better. So we went on a Greyhound bus from New York. It took us 11 days to come to California, and we came to Boyle Heights. Does anyone know where Boyle Heights is?
Yeah.
It's the Lower East Side of,
L.A.?
yeah, LA. And we got an apartment for $15 a month.
Yo, $15 a month.
That's when the apartment, it was a beautiful
Yeah.
apartment.
Now it's $1,500.
Probably the same apartment. So,
Probably.
and then,
And then you went to
then
school
they
there?
moved to a nicer neighborhood, and I went to Fairfax High School. Does anyone know where Fairfax and Beverly is?
Oh, yeah.
They do over there.
In LA?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you know where it is.
Near Farmers Market.
Oh, that's all? Well, anyhow, it's where CVS is and where Farmers Market is now.
Yeah.
So you must know where the.
Price is right.
And so we moved there, and she was very, very strict with me. She picked out all my clothes and told me what to wear and how to wear them. So, and then I started to be a teenager, and I started to date, and she double-checked every guy. I felt sorry for them. She checked what their father did and who their grandfather was and where they're from. So,
Talk about the guy with the glasses.
the what?
The guy with the glasses.
Oh, yeah. Then I met a boy, and I fell madly in love with him. And Cheryl doesn't know this. Did I introduce my daughter, Cheryl?
No, we'll do that next. Don't worry.
Okay. So, I met a guy, and he was shorter than me, wore glasses, and I just fell in love with him. So, she wouldn't let him in the house because she says, all your kids are gonna be short. I want tall grandchildren.
Can you imagine?
So I used to sneak out and date him, and one day she took me to New York for a whole month, and I got rid of him when he came back, And that night, I went with 4 girls to a dance hall. In those days, it was 10 cents a dance.
You have to pay
Yes, you had to pay 10 cents.
to dance with a guy?
Yeah. And so,
They paid, okay.
so I walked by with the 4 girls, and he was with 5 boys. And he said, "Does she pass?" And I thought he said, "Is she fat?" So I turned around and I said, "What do you mean am I fat? I'm not fat. I was only a size 10 then." So he says, "Let's dance." So he took me in his arms and held me back, and the minute he did that, I know this is the guy that I'm gonna marry. So he says, "Can I take you home?" I says, "Okay." He says, "I don't have a car. Let's walk." So if anyone knows Hollywood, we were in Hollywood and the Palladium, and I lived on Fairfax. It's about 5 miles. And we walked 5 miles home, and he comes to my door, and my mother was hysterical standing by the door. And anyhow, he said he's going to UCLA, and he's going to be an accountant, and we just dated regularly, and 3 months later, we were married. And she planned the wedding, she picked my dress, she picked the flowers.
Did she like him?
She didn't like him,
Of course.
because she said she'll never make money.
He was going to UCLA.
He'll never make money, you're gonna have to struggle. But she made the wedding, and we had 250 people at the wedding. And anyhow, so I say my father wasn't that happy. So about a year later, we went to San Francisco for a honeymoon, incidentally. And then I had my first baby, a boy. She came home from the hospital, and I had a nurse. And those days you had to lay in bed 60 years ago. And she carried the baby home and picked the, and the nurse wanted to give the baby a bath, and she wouldn't let the nurse give the bath. She fired the nurse. And she gave the baby the bath. Anyhow, that's my oldest son. Howard, his name is, and he's an MD now, lives in Santa Cruz, and he's one of the top doctors at the Santa Cruz Medical Center. He's an OB.
Excellent.
Then there is Linda. My Linda also lives in Santa Cruz, and she is a nurse, a public health registered nurse. She's retired, and she lives in Santa Cruz, and married, has 2 children. One of them is named Goldie, and she's a doctor, a chiropractor. It's not an MD, it's just a DC. And she has her own office and gives massages, and I'm so proud of her. And what's the other one?
Cheryl.
No, the kid is
This is
Lua.
Cheryl.
Lua.
Lua.
Lua's Goldie's sister.
Lua works for a big retailer. She's the head of it and runs it. And she's got a boyfriend now. And they're wonderful